Okay, well, what we're going to do, John, today we're going to be talking about using the Braille Lite to print math symbols. And we've developed a system by which you can do that. You can actually Braille in the symbols. We've got a Braille Lite here, and it's hooked up to an HP printer. And in summary, let me just summarize what we're going to be doing, and then we're going to do it. What we'll do is develop we'll create a file, and we will have that file. We'll turn off the Braille translator, and since I know that you're an accomplished Braille Lite user and a person who isn't an accomplished Braille Lite user, this system, this method would not work well. You have to be able to use a Braille Lite well in order to be able to use our system process that we've developed for printing math symbols. So you back to the process. What we do is make a file, create a file, turn off the Braille translator so that you're using computer Braille, and then in order to print the symbols you use computer code symbols and also ASCII numbers, ASCII code. And in summary, there are several symbols in mathematics which you cannot use just a regular, let's say the plus sign dots 3, 4, 6 in computer code will translate into a nice plus sign on your ink print printer. Well, there are some symbols in which cannot be done that way, so you have to use an ASCII number that designates which symbol the ink print printer should print, and the degree sign or symbol is a good example of that. In summary, what you do then to print a degree symbol is, as an example, is we would use the Alt command. There's a sequence of keystrokes, and these are they. You use the Alt command, which is dots 3, 5 chord, and then your Braille Lite says Alt. Then you plug in the number of that ASCII symbol, whatever it might be, and it happens to be for the degree symbol, it happens to be 248. So you put that in computer code, that is in the lower portion of the cell, without numeric indicators. Some people say it's the Namath code numbers, but in fact Namath code numbers always, not always, but have a numeric indicator in front of them. This we will, to be very precise, we'll call computer code numbers. Then you finish that sequence off with a chord E, and that then tells the Braille Lite that when you do the print command that you want the degree symbol to be printed, and the Braille printer, the ink print printer will do that. So we're going to get started. Would you take the Braille Lite that we have in front of us right now? This is the Braille Lite 18, and turn that on, please.
Braille Lite 2020 help is open.
Excellent. And would you create a file, because you are, as I said, an accomplished Braille Lite user, I don't have to guide you through all the yes, there you go. Create Good. Okay, and now, would you turn off the Braille translator? And just to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing, you did a chord P.
Yeah, I did a chord P,
and then what?
And it says enter parameter. Then I did T for Braille translator, and now it's just said Braille translator, enter wire N. So I'm going to hit N right now, which will turn it off.
That's right.
Always when a file is created, the Braille translator is automatically on. So.
Okay.
Very good, very good. Okay, now, so let's just do some numbers first, just to make sure that we've got this all squared away. The computer code numbers, as I had indicated earlier, are slightly different from Namath code. In that Namath code numbers, in most cases, have a numeric indicator in front of them. The computer code numbers are just the lower numbers without numeric indicators. So if you were to say Braille in the number 1, you would use the dot 2 for that. So would you do that, please? And hit the space bar. There you go. Now do a number 2, which is dots 2, 3, of course. Excellent. And a number 3.
3,
Good. And number 4?
4, 4,
Excellent. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. Would you make those?
Okay.
5,
5, 5, 6, 6,
7,
7, 8,
8, and then 9.
9, 9,
and 0.
0.
0, 0.
Now, tell me when you put your fingers on the tactile display, what are you seeing right there?
Well, I'm actually seeing the numbers 2 through 0.
Because we overran the...
Right, yeah, we overran the little display thing. But I can move back and forth through the numbers. It actually looks like you can definitely tell when you're looking at this on the Braille display that there is no number sign in front of the numbers. They look like letters except for they are, as you mentioned earlier, in the lower portion of the cell.
That's right, exactly. And if you were to move over those character by character, do that with the chord dot 6 or chord dot 3. Let's see what happens here.
2, 3, 4,
So in fact, you can read those.
5,
The point is that the Braille Lite actually says it correctly.
Yes.
Okay. Now, would you print that series of numbers?
Okay.
file,
Good. And tell me what you're doing.
Okay, well, we have this printer hooked up to the Braille Lite serial port. So I'm going to hit a T chord,
enter to answer,
A.
parameter,
a T chord A, just as I would if I were printing out normally in a homework assignment for a teacher. So I'm going to do that.
1 page is printed, OK,
And the HP printer is printing it out right now. And,
Yeah.
If both of us could see this, we would see...
I'll turn the paper the right way so maybe the camera can get a look at it here.
We would see the numbers 1 through 9 and 0 there. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, so let's do an algebraic equation.
All right, I should probably delete these numbers first, right?
Excuse me?
Should I delete these series of numbers?
You can. Go
Okay.
right ahead and
top
do
of
it.
file, no, OK, file is empty,
Okay,
All right,
great.
good.
File is empty. Now, we're going to do an algebraic equation, and let's just make it x squared plus 2x minus 1 is equal to 24. And so, to start off with then, let me just summarize, then we're going to do it. In order to do the x squared plus 2x minus 1 is equal to 24, what we have to do is we have to do the exponent portion a little bit differently than what normally would be done, in that we can't cause the exponents, the superscripts, to be written above the line of print with our Braille Lite. So what we'll do is use a caret, and that is to show the beginning of the exponent. And the caret is an upside down V, or I could put on your hand here, upside down V is the way it's printed in the ink print printer. Then you would have the exponent following that, whatever it is, in this case it's a 2, and then follow that with a dot 5. Now you and I know that the dot 5 is the baseline indicator, but it's going to show up in the print version as a quotation mark. So what you're going to have to do is make a deal with your math teachers that when they see a caret and then whatever follows that caret and then is finished off with that quotation mark, that expression between the caret and the quotation mark is what you mean to be the exponential, the exponent of that particular expression. And it's very easy for a sighted person to interpret that. It doesn't take a very sophisticated person to be able to say, aha, that is the superscript. So, and that's really the only difference. And it turns out that when you do this, caret and then the superscript and then the dot 5 on your display, it actually looks like very good Nemeth code. So let's do this now. I'm going to guide you through this. So we'll do the x squared first. Would you place Braille in an X?
X,
Okay, now to do the superscript, the caret character, we would do a chord U followed by dots 4, 5. So would you do a chord U, please?
uppercase,
Uppercase, and then dots 4, 5.
up arrow,
And it says up arrow. I've been calling it caret, but the Braille Lite calls it an up arrow. Both are correct. Now do the number 2, please.
2,
Excellent. And the dot 5 following that.
quote,
quote. It says quote, okay? And then do, let's say, a plus 2x. And the plus sign, as you know, in
ING sign, right?
ING sign, that's right.
plus 2x,
Excellent. Now do a minus sign, dots 3, 6,
dash
and then a number 1.
1,
Excellent. Then put in a space.
x up arrow 2 plus 2x dash 1.
Okay, and it told us what we've got there so far. Now, because we've got interactive on, apparently, and now what we want to do is do the equal sign. Now, the equal sign in computer Braille, in the computer code, is the all 6 cells, all 6 dots, the 4 cell sign. So would you do that, please?
Equals
Equals, then do a space,
Oh, okay.
and then do 24.
2, 4,
Great, excellent. Now, the great thing about this, well, you tell me, when you take a look at that under your fingers, what do you see there? Tell me what it looks like to you.
It actually looks almost like it would if I had the equation brailled out on a piece of paper with the Braille writer.
Except that you don't have a numeric indicator in front of the 24.
Right.
But everything else is actually, and then then the equal sign actually shows up as the as all 6 dots, of course, the full cell, doesn't it? Huh?
It does show up as a full cell on the Braille display.
Yeah. At any rate, okay, so now would you print that with the Braille printer? Very
Okay. Again, I'm using the same commands to print as I did the first time, so it's...
enter 2. 1 page is printed. Okay.
excellent. Okay. Good, and it's as simple as that. The algebraic expression should be showing x with an up arrow or a caret or an upside down V pointing up and then a 2 and then a quotation mark following it. Good. The expression in ink print should be showing an x with the up arrow, which is an upside down V or a caret, and then a 2 following that and a quotation mark, and then the plus sign, then 2x minus 1 is equal to, and then the equal sign shows up, and 24. Okay, good. Now, we'll do one more. We're going to be doing an example of the ASCII, using ASCII numbers, and we're going to be doing the degree symbol, and we're going to write the small expression 10 degrees. So, would you delete
Sure.
the expression we've got?
Enter delete. Out. Okay. File is empty.
Excellent.
Good.
Outstanding. Okay, now, to do 10 degrees then, once again, to summarize real quickly, we'll do a 10 like we have been doing, and then we'll follow that immediately with the keystroke combination that's going to cause the inkprint printer to print the degree symbol, the little circle, up above the line of print. So that is, in order to do the ASCII, to use the ASCII code, we would have to do the Alt command, the Lite Alt command, dots 3, 5 chord, followed by the ASCII number that is assigned to the degree symbol, which is 248, I happen to know, 248, and then we follow that with a chord E. So, in a nutshell, let's just do this. Put in, Braille in the number 10.
1, 0.
Good, excellent. Now, do the Alt command with chord dots 3, 5.
Out.
Alt, and it said Alt. Now Braille in Namath code or computer code numbers 248.
4, 8.
Excellent. Now do a chord E,
Degrees.
and it says degrees. Huh? So we have, read over that expression character by character. Go backwards over it character by character.
Up. 0.
Oh, oops.
1,
That's okay.
0. Degrees.
10 degrees, right? Now, unfortunately, one of the things, if you do the read word by word, read the current word, chord dots 2, 5, it's not going to say the degrees, I believe. Go ahead.
10x.
Yeah, 10.
No, it's a 10x.
10.
And actually, let me just point out one other thing here. The degree symbol on the Braille display does not show up as it would if you had it brailled.
That's exactly right. That's a very good point.
Looks like an L, actually.
And that is the problem. The ASCII code symbols don't show up in correct Namath code. Someday maybe we'll be able to do that, but we cannot do that now. It's a simple matter to print that 10 degrees. Now, if you would just do that printing command one more time.
Enter. 1 page is
Good, that was very quick. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay,
There we
so,
go.
and that should show 10 degrees with 1 0 in the degree symbol, and it's as simple as that. And so there we are. There you can do many of the mathematical symbols using the Braille Lite in this what I consider to be a relatively easy thing to learn if you already know how to use a Braille Lite or Braille and Speak. What I recommend, though, a person who knows Braille and Speak, you can do this with a Braille and Speak, but you don't have the advantage of being able to see the symbols on a tactile display. So I really don't recommend this for the Braille and Speak, but rather using the Braille Lite for studying mathematics.